Welcome to the afternoon edition of PLMA Live. I'm Jodi Daley.
And I'm Brian Sharoff.
Well, I got to tell you, it was a hectic morning. Lots and lots of people getting their badges, going onto the show floor. It was the official opening, too, of PLMA's new Sky Hall. Now, the new Sky Hall expands the annual show substantially, and several of the industry's largest exhibitors now have their booths in Sky Hall. Nearly 100 companies are located in Sky Hall, with a room for several hundred more as the show expands in future years. So how did your opening breakfast go?
Well, Jodi, I think that the big anticipated event was the keynote speech by John Mackey, co-founder and CEO of Whole Foods. More than 1,000 people attended the breakfast, and Tim Simmons has this report.
Thanks, Brian. Well, John Mackey gave a rousing defense of capitalism at the Monday morning Salute to Excellent breakfast. He said that capitalism has created an economic freedom that has greatly improved the lives of people around the world. Yet he believes that modern capitalism is under attack and faces serious challenges. In fact, according to a recent Gallup poll, big business is the institution least trusted by Americans, scoring even lower than Congress. Mackey said business can meet this challenge by doing two things. First, by managing their businesses for a higher purpose, one that goes beyond just trying to create more profits for investors and making more personal wealth. Companies need to manage their businesses for a higher purpose, one that provides benefits to a wide range of stakeholders, including employees, suppliers, the community, and the environment. He calls this approach conscious capitalism. Once businesses take this approach, they need to do a better job of explaining this higher purpose to everyone in society. Mackey noted that there were many suppliers in the audience, and he said that suppliers played a very important role in the success of all companies, including Whole Foods. He said that it took a long time for Whole Foods to realize just how important suppliers were for its business. The retailer no longer has a confrontational relationship with its suppliers, but now recognizes them as a critical source of innovation. We must now realize that our suppliers provide us with a crucial competitive edge, Mackey said. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Tim. Well, now that the show is in full swing, the subject on everyone's mind is what new products are on display. Michael Sansolo has taken a tour of the show floor and offers a few examples.
Hey Jodi, I'm up now in the Sky Hall, and I know you and Brian were just talking about all the great booths that are up here. I don't want to walk so much around the floor like we usually do, but start off by talking about a really important issue inside the industry. Now, we all know that health and wellness is getting talked about by everyone. And there's a big change that has been enacted by all parts of the industry that you can see up here. I happen to be in the Railcorp booth. This happens in a lot of parts of the show floor. And you'll notice that we've got this front of packaging labeling that is going on now on food products to help the consumer very quickly see. This happens to be oatmeal, and it's got 160 calories per serving and all of the key nutritional aspects of this product. This is something in labeling that the entire industry is expecting is going to be a major issue for the next few years, especially as the FDA and USDA put a lot more pressure on the information being given to consumers. So Jodi, a little bit on labeling. Let's head out to other parts of the food hall and taste some of the delicious things that are here. Yasu, Jodi. I'm actually here at a Greek yogurt booth, and here's the difference. These folks are actually from Greece. Now, we know that Greek yogurt has been an incredibly hot food trend for the last couple of years in the United States. People are discovering it's a really tasty yogurt, and it's got some really good health attributes. And if you come down to this part of the floor, you're gonna see, first of all, they've got yogurts in some really unusual flavors. I'm actually holding, this is pear and fig. We've got chamomile and apple and carrot, if you can believe it. All kinds of new mixtures. Plus they have tzatziki sauce. And what's great about these Greek dishes is in many cases they're lower in fat. You can cook them into recipes and it gives you a lot of flavor, and it's just something new to bring to the table. So Jodi, in your behalf, I've got to try one of these for you. And what I've got here is the pear and fig. I'm going to mix some of the fruit in there, and that is spectacular. Greek yogurt, pear and fig. Jodi, you got to get down here and try this stuff. Healthy and tasty. All right, Jodi, I've talked to you about a whole number of ways we can do healthier eating. Let's do healthy and fun. And what Adventure Foods has done down here with Boulder Canyon chips is just incredible. They have created some mixes of these chips, and I got to tell you, I have tried them all. They're all yummy. We've got a potato chip, kettle chip with olive oil. Then we have a rice and beans chips with azuki beans. Now you would say, hey, who's gonna eat these? This is the kind of product that you gotta sample. They were telling me Kroger actually did samples of small bags for customers, and when you taste them, they loved it. They've got chips with blueberries, they've got chips, and I've got some here to sample for you with hummus and sesame. And Jodi, I gotta tell you, they are terrific, and they're healthier than your regular chip. Look at this, I'm gonna spit chips at you, Jodi. Anyhow, you gotta get down here, kiddo, because there's so much good food to try on this floor. I wanna see you down here with me. We'll come sample everything. Whoops. Jodi, back up to you.
New and interesting products are only part of the reason for store brands' growing success. Retailers have also turned to TV commercials to make customers more aware of what they have on their shelves. Tom Stevens, who is president of Brand Strategy Consultants in Toronto and has also served as vice president of corporate brands for Loblaws, is with me today. Always good to see you.
Nice to be back again. Thank you.
We are going to do something a little bit fun today. What we're going to do is we have 4 commercials for you to take a look at, and we want to get your comments on them, okay?
Sounds good.
So let's roll the first one.
Hi, I'm Ben, and I'm here to change the way you think about milk. It's a simple lesson. When you buy regular milk, it needs to be refrigerated, but not our PC partly skimmed 1% milk. This shelf-stable milk comes in 3 flavors, plain, chocolate, and vanilla. And it's packaged in these neat Tetra Pak drinking boxes, which makes it easy, fun, and convenient. You can choose to store our Tetra Pak milk in the cupboard or the fridge, but you don't have to keep it cold. Unrefrigerated, it keeps for up to 6 months. And this milk can travel just about anywhere, so you can enjoy it pretty much whenever you want. So how does it taste? We put the milk in the box and a smile on your face, and nothing says good better than that.
Well, you can't go wrong with a smiling child in your commercial. What did you think of that one?
I thought it was good. I thought it was very good. It builds on Loblaw's success for 25 years of the Insiders Report and Insiders, who are the product developers. It brings innovation. It brings new news to the customers 3, 4, 5 times a year. I thought it was good.
Now we have a kind of a flip side of that. Here's another milk commercial. So take a look at this one.
What's the plan today, Scott?
Heading to downtown Houston. We're going to introduce people to HEB Mootopia.
Well, let's get our moo on.
You got to try this Mootopia. It's real milk, only better. 50% more protein, 45% less sugar.
But it doesn't taste like it.
It's a great way for kids to get calcium and protein with less sugar.
Just don't tell them it's good for them.
It's a great post-workout drink.
It's really good. I like post-workout anything.
HEB Mootopia. Just one of over 1,800 primo picks you'll only find at HEB.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on in that commercial. Tell me about what you feel for that one.
I saw the food truck firstly, which is really popular in North America. It's hot right now. So food truck, great. Primo Picks, big HEB program, big promotional program. I saw kids, old people, post-athletic guys, all enjoying this product and lower sugar. Great. Everything.
We have one more over here.
How's dinner coming?
Good. It's good.
Now, in 15 seconds, that says a great deal about a lot of things. Tell me what you saw.
Yeah, you have no time in a 15-second to reach for the remote to go through the TiVo. You haven't got time. It's fantastic. I love it. First of all, when I first saw the ad, I thought it was a banana skin hanging on the fan. I thought, what is that doing up there? And then, of course, you see the guy with the flour, then his partner comes home. It's superb. And the product shot is fabulous. I love the ping, which takes your eye, and then, of course, the target that we all know and love. So, great commercial.
I think what's nice about what I really appreciated was that it was food, but it was also brand. It was really branded as a Target commercial. And I love it went from food to a non-food, you know, because Target is both.
Absolutely.
And speaking of non-foods, we have one more to show you.
One section's for meetings, another for finances. I can move things around, make charts and take notes, and separate them under different tabs. Up front, there's that pocket filled with pictures of people I see on the train who remind me of famous people I want to meet someday. Maybe I should move that to the back.
one was interesting because it's a little retro, but it's still very modern and very up to date. What did you think?
Very modern, young working woman. Some people are really into tablets. We've got the Surface now, we've got the iPads, but some people like paper and they like photographs and being able to shuffle around. And she's in an office setting, so maybe her company doesn't buy her an iPad. So great, I liked it. I thought the description, the words, the description shows great product quality against some other very much more expensive competitive products. So it was a very clever commercial. Loved it.
Overall, when you saw the four of them, so we saw the President's Choice, and then we saw the H-E-B, and the Target and the Staples. What was your overall take from what retailers seem to be doing?
I think what retailers are doing, they're shifting from products that are just equivalent to national brands. They're shifting into solutions. They're shifting into premium products that are actual brands. They're no longer just copies. So what we're seeing is innovation, solutions for problems that customers, consumers have. They're bringing new ideas that their competitors don't have.
Thank you so much, Tom. Well, day one of the show is quickly moving ahead, and once again, Brian Sharoff is in our studio with David Skarie for some observations about how manufacturers are changing their private label strategies to meet their new retailer needs. Brian, David?
David Skarie spent many years learning the private label business in the one place that counts, working with retailers. So, David, we have a situation now where many retailers have looked at their private label needs, and those needs have changed. How have the needs been modified over time?
I think there's actually two things. One is I think they're looking at fast followers of what the brands are doing to ensure that if there's a successful product, they can match it as quickly as possible. The other one is I think they want to create their own image, and their brand is a terrific opportunity to do that, and that's a key part of what they're doing as they're developing extensions or new categories within their brand.
Right. So how do manufacturers reflect these changes in retail strategy in their own strategies?
Well, I think there's one key thing is to understand the whole marketing concept of it. It's not only developing the brand, but it's just as important as how do we tell that story to the retail customer. And working with the retailer, it's important, what is that customer made up of, and how do we make sure they understand what this new brand is within their whole array of private label products.
Now, looking back, I remember very well the introduction of black and white generics. And so many retailers suddenly were faced with the need to not only provide mainstream private label, but also generics. Looking back from your point of view, how easy or hard was that for manufacturers to do?
It was a little bit difficult because in some cases it was dumbing down the product in order to get to a price point. I think it was a very bad thing for the whole private label development over time because it sent a consumer message that inexpensive means not very good, where what we're trying to do now is creating value with a price point that's important to the consumer, that it's not just for that price versus the value of the product.
So if you look at retailing in the United States, it kind of segments itself. There's the traditional mainstream supermarkets. There are those companies who are trying to sell limited selection like Aldi. And now we have some very special affluent retailers who deal with the best types of products, the Trader Joe's, the Whole Foods, and so on. For a manufacturer, that must be one heck of a mess, trying to figure out how to market to three different types of retailers.
Not so much a mess as an opportunity.
Oh, okay.
What it amounts to is making sure that you align your sales organization and your marketing organization with the right type of person within that company, because you do really have to understand where are they headed, what's important for them as they develop these products, and then ultimately, how do they tell the consumer that?
Right. So, Jodi, we're going to go back to you. I think you have a little better knowledge now, thank you, David, of what retailers and manufacturers are thinking of.
Thank you, gentlemen. Well, Monday is a special day for many exhibitors and retailers. After a long day of walking the show floor aisles, they seek a friendly environment in the evening at one of Chicago's famous restaurants. In the village of Rosemont, no restaurant is as friendly and famous as Nick's. And I had the good fortune of speaking with Rudy, Nick's general manager, about this unique trade show watering hole. I'm here with Rudy DeReza at the famous Nick's in Rosemont, and you've been gracious enough to have us in. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having us.
So tell me a little bit about Nick's.
Well, Nick's Fish Market established themselves in Hawaii. We first started in Hawaii in 1976. We established in Chicago as well. Then we opened up a restaurant here in Rosemont in 1988 of May, and we've been here ever since.
Nick's is a big draw for our PLMA conventioneers. How come?
This convention has been with us ever since we opened over here. It's like our Super Bowl of the year. We love having these convention people in here. They're very nice. They're always outgoing. You know, you see friendly faces. You know, when they come back, sometimes you remember their names, and sometimes they remember yours.
So I just want to know, what do you think is the reason that this is such a big draw?
People just gravitate to that. We have great cold appetizers that people enjoy. They always come and say, hey, listen, we want that nice big appetizer that has the stone crabs, the shrimp, the oysters, and our seafood is just premier.
Last question. What's the best thing on the menu?
Best thing is the Chilean sea bass. It is our most popular item. People love it. They keep coming back for this. We tried to take it off the menu a couple years ago, and it was not a good thing.
Well, I'll have that. Rudy, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it. I really will have that.
Well, Jodi, that looks like it's Monday at our show, and looks like the day is over.
I know. And for Brian and myself, thanks so much for watching. And we will see you tomorrow for the Tuesday morning briefing. Have a great evening.